Have you ever wished that Terraform could double-check your infrastructure without breaking your run? Or wanted to import an existing resource into Terraform without manual hassle? Terraform 1.5 granted those wishes and more. Today we're unpacking Terraform 1.5's game changers: check blocks, import blocks, auto config generation, and 2 nifty functions. These updates made Terraform safer, easier, and more powerful. This video is inspired by a series of blog posts by my colleague Danny Smith. We'll link his profile in the description, so please give him a follow. I've seen firsthand how these features make life easier for Terraform teams. If you enjoy Terraform tips, be sure to like this video and subscribe to Merge Ready. Now let's dive into the new features. Check blocks for continuous validation. Imagine having Terraform test your setup as it runs, flagging any issues without hitting your deployment. That's what check blocks do. A check block is a standalone config block for asserting conditions about your infrastructure. Inside a check block, you write one or more assert blocks, and each assert has a condition, an expression that should be true, and an error message if the condition is false. Terraform evaluates these assertions during plan and apply. If the condition fails, Terraform will report an error message, but it won't stop your run. It's like Terraform saying, "Hey, something here looks off," without slamming on the brakes. This is huge for continuous validation. You can catch drift or policy violations early and often. For example, you could write a check to ensure that all S3 buckets have versioning enabled. If any bucket is missing versioning, the check block would alert you with your custom message, but your Terraform apply would continue. Think of check blocks as little unit tests for your infrastructure. No more needing external scripts or hoping code reviews catch everything. As a bonus, check block can even include a scoped data source. That means within the check, you can fetch external information, for example, pull a list of resources to validate without polluting the rest of your config. Previously, we had preconditions in Terraform modules and resources, but preconditions fail hard if not let, stopping the run completely. Check blocks, by contrast, give you flexibility. You get warnings, errors for your conditions, but Terraform carries on. This opens the door to continuously monitoring infrastructure health in Terraform itself. It's a powerful safety net for your IAC workload. Next up, importing existing resources. Before Terraform 1.5, bringing an outside resource under Terraform control was a bit of a pain, to say the least. You'd run Terraform import on the CLI for each resource and manually write its config. It worked, but it felt bolted on and separated you from the normal plan and apply procedure, and it was very easy to mess up. Enter import blocks. Terraform 1.5 introduced an import block in HCL. This lets you declare in code, "I want to adopt an existing resource into my state." An import block typically has the to argument, the address of the resource in your config that you want in state, e.g. AWS S3 bucket.mybucket. An ID argument, the real-world ID of a resource, e.g. the bucket name or ARN. You add this block to your config and then run Terraform plan. Now your plan will include something new. Terraform will tell you it's going to import that resource. It's part of the normal plan output right alongside any adds or changes. No more out-of-band import steps. It's all in your Terraform workflow. This means the import action is reviewable in a plan and tracked in code. When you apply, Terraform will pull that existing resource into your state as declared. Import blocks essentially turn an import into a first-class Terraform operation. A few things to note. Import blocks are meant for the root module. You wouldn't put them inside a module you publish. Also, the classic Terraform import command is still there and unchanged. But going forward, we expect the HCL-driven approach to be the standard, since it's auditable and repeatable. If you've ever inherited a cloud resource and wished, "I want this in my Terraform," import blocks are your friend. They make that process cleaner and more predictable. Terraform didn't stop at import blocks. Another pain point was writing the HCL config for the resources you just imported. Imagine you have 50 existing resources. Sure, you can import them one by one, but then you're stuck writing 50 resource blocks by hand. Terraform 1.5 introduced a slick helper, auto-generating configuration for imported resources. Here's how it works. When you run Terraform plan, you can add the flag generate config out. With that flag, Terraform will generate HCL configuration files for any imported resources that didn't already have a config in your code. It writes these files to the path that you specify. In other words, Terraform itself will spit out the code for the resource it's about to import. For example, if you declared an import for an AWS S3 bucket that isn't defined in your files, Terraform will create a new .tf file at the output path with a resource block for that bucket, including all attributes it can detect. Talk about a time saver. Of course, the generated config is based on what Terraform reads from the resource. As always, review it. You'll likely need to clean it up, remove any unnecessary default values, and maybe refactor it to your style. Think of it as scaffolding. Terraform gives you the starting point so you're not writing from scratch. Last but not least, Terraform 1.5 added these two little gems to its function library. They might be small, but they can make your configs cleaner and more reliable. Plan timestamp. This function returns a timestamp of the current date and time when the plan is created. It's similar to the existing timestamp function, but the timestamp function gives you the time when you apply the plan. Why does this matter? Imagine you use a timestamp in a resource name or tag with the old timestamp function. If you ran a plan and then applied it later, the timestamp could change in between, causing unexpected diffs or updates. Terraform had to treat that value as unknown during the plan, since it wouldn't be known until the apply. The plan timestamp function fixes that. When you run the plan timestamp captures that exact time and locks it in. This is great for stamping builds, tagging, or anytime you need a stable time-based value. It essentially gives you a deterministic timestamp at plan time, which makes Terraform behave more predictably. And finally, a straightforward way to check if one string contains another. strcontains returns true if the substring appears inside the string, otherwise false. This might sound basic, but prior to version 1.5, we didn't have this in Terraform. People use clunky workarounds like regex matches or splitting strings just to do a simple contains check. Now it's a single function called, for example, strcontains Terraform 1.5, 1.5. This would return true. It's case sensitive and does what you expect. This makes conditions and string logic in Terraform much cleaner. Those are the highlights from Terraform version 1.5. Check blocks give you new superpowers for validating infrastructure state without blowing up your runs. Import blocks and config generation make adopting existing resources smoother than ever. And handy functions like plan timestamp and strcontains help eliminate friction with your Terraform code. A shout out to Danny Smith for sharing these updates in his blog. They sparked this video. Again, a link is in the description to Danny's LinkedIn profile. Please follow him and continue to read his ongoing blog series on Terraform updates you may have missed. If you found this useful, give this video a thumbs up and drop a comment on which Terraform 1.5 feature do you use most. Before you go, if you want to learn another cool Terraform trick, check out this video on Terraform move blocks. I'll show you how to refactor infrastructure without downtime. Until next time, stay merge ready.